Alexa, stop. Alexa, resume. Let's see if this works. Live on TikTok and live on YouTube. So we shall see. We shall see if this works. Or, I don't know. Doing a bit of a test this morning. Live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So we are seeing how that works. So yeah, do feel free to ask any questions you wish, and I will answer them either on TikTok over there or YouTube over there. How exciting. So I'm here, I'm ready to assist in any way I can. So yeah, do feel free to shout type your questions. You can't shout them, you can type them. But yeah, go for it. Let me help you out. On this fine Sunday morning, the sun is shining. Although for how much longer, I do not know. So yeah, do let me know if I can help with anything. Rates, products, thoughts on the no more from April. I mean, they are out. That's their proposition. That's what they do. So yeah, the longer term fixed stuff. Their website is very good if you want to have a look. The only thing is April mortgages are only available through mortgage advisors. So if you want to, because I can understand why as well, because if you're entering into such a long commitment, say a 15-year mortgage, then they're not going to want you to just do it yourself. So it's going to have to be through mortgage advisors only. So yeah, have a look at their website there. I'm just looking at it now. They are very good. I like the idea of it. I do like the idea of it. When's the next Bank of England rate review? March, I think. Mid-March. When's the best time to start looking at new rates? Fixed term. So 6 months before. 6 months before your deal ends is when you should start looking at new deals. The good thing is you can lock in a rate there and then, and you are protected from any increases. Or if you work with a good mortgage advisor, you can lock in a rate, and if the rates go down, the mortgage advisor will change it for you. So it's a win-win. So yeah, certainly 6 months before the end date. Do you think 2-year fixed rates for 85 LTV will go up or down? I think they will go up and down. We're in a kind of space now where it's just down to lenders' appetite for business, I suppose, which is dictating their rates. The swap rates are relatively calm, whereas now if a lender wants to attract more business, then they might lower the rate for a week and then put it back up once they've got enough business. So yeah, right. Rates are just doing that very slightly up and down, kind of flexing is what we'll call it, just to see if they can get more business or not. About to secure 4.64 with a mortgage advisor. Excellent. Good stuff. You're going through a mortgage advisor. That's very good. Thanks. How can I contact you to discuss mortgage rates? Kind of on hold at the moment because we are in a changing phase with the business. So we're not currently taking on new clients, I'm afraid. In sort of April, May time, we will be. But just right now, we are not. We are managing what we have. What's the best deal at the moment? As just seen. Best deal depends on what your circumstances are. Have 1 year left on a paid in full CCJ. Apply for Ripe Die. Hope I can still get a mortgage. You probably should do. It just depends on the details of that CCJ. I mean, how much it was for, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, time is a healer when it comes to that kind of thing. Yeah, you can. There's lenders out there that accommodate CCJs. Absolutely. Um, uh, Best deal for 2-year fixed. I'm not going into details on TikTok. What's the average time frame of buying a house? No chain. People say 3 months, but it all depends. It's really difficult to say, but 3 to 4 months, I'd say. It depends how smoothly the searches and things go, because of course the solicitor anything can crop up in the searches that needs more investigation or a speed of response on the other side, that kind of stuff. What's going on in the world of deals? Not a lot. It's very quiet. I mean, we're getting emails from lenders one week saying they're going up, next week they're going down. I really think it's down to their appetite for business, whether they've got enough or they want more. So they're just kind of flexing the rates. Let's have a look at the swap rates, actually. Let me just have a look at the underlying data behind it. I haven't looked for a few days, so let's see what's happening. Let's just log into this. Swap rates. Yeah, I see. Looking at the swap rates from what's the date? 18th. So this is from Friday. They were all up, and some of them up a fair bit actually. So I don't expect to see any rates cutting anytime. I'm with Nationwide. Currently, renewal is November. So going to start looking. November. Well, you start looking 6 months before. I had an app with you end of February and it was changed end of April. Yes, that's because we are currently not able to take on any new clients just yet. So we've moved stuff in the diary, I'm afraid. But yeah, if that changes, we'll of course move it sooner. Is it true we're in recession? Yes, absolutely true. We've had 2 quarters of negative growth, so we are in a recession. Why would you say you wouldn't look at a credit report that Why would you say you wouldn't look at a credit report that had a CCJ default when mortgage? I never said that. There is I never said that. I wouldn't look at a credit report CCJ. I think you're confusing me with someone else. There are plenty of lenders that will accommodate CCJs and defaults. Uh, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. CCJs and defaults, absolutely fine. Good time to buy a house now. Look at a video I did in relation to that question. Um, I've done a video about is it the right time to buy, and there's a few things. It comes down to the fact it's very much a personal decision based on your personal circumstances. But have a look. I have done a video on it, which hopefully will give you a bit more of a what am I trying to say? Bit more of a detailed answer as to rather than going into it on here. It comes down to the fact: can you afford it? Can you have you got a deposit? Are you motivated to move? That kind of stuff. It's really a personal decision that really you can make. Obviously, you can listen to people's views and thoughts on the matter, but remember, they don't know your exact circumstances. So, yeah, it's very much a personal thing. What would be the deciding factors with a 5% deposit, first time buyers? What are the deciding factors with a 5% deposit? So I don't understand what you're asking. What are the deciding factors? So, I mean, I'll try and cover some off there. So, a 5% deposit, the lenders that offer the 95% mortgages, they're going to want you to be relatively good on a credit file. They're going to want you to have a good credit footprint because they are accepting more risk, remember. So, they don't want to lend to people that are deemed a credit risk. So, certainly from that aspect, I would make sure your credit file's in order, make sure you haven't got any missed payments or anything like that. So yeah, I'm not sure I understand your question, I'm afraid. What if they delay the build of the house because the higher price materials? Well, then you want to make sure that your mortgage offer is still valid. There's no real concern over the delay of the house. It's just that your mortgage offer might expire. So you want to make sure you've still got enough time on that. If you haven't, you want to ask your advisor to see if they can get an extension on that offer, or you might have to apply for a new one. What if you have over 5 late payments? How long until you can get a mortgage? You'll probably be able to get a mortgage with 5 late payments. It just means you'll be probably with a more specialist lender who will likely charge a higher interest rate and possibly ask for some more deposit. So we're looking at new build. That will be built towards the end of the year. When should we get our well, get our mortgage offer? Is there a limited time? Generally, mortgage offers are valid for 6 months, but of course, the application can take a month. But if you're buying a new build, they're going to want to make sure that you have everything in place beforehand. I'm 39, going to be a first-time buyer. House prices are high in Devon. Should I buy or go shared? If you can avoid going shared ownership, avoid it. If you've got a way that you can buy without it, then go with that. Will house prices drop during the recession? Probably not. I'm seeing a huge demand for mortgages, which means there is an increased demand for houses. And of the flip side of that, the houses likely are going to go up in price. All the recession means is that people probably haven't been spending so much, and that's probably due to the high interest rates. Now, of course, to come out of that happens, you put interest rates up, people stop spending, people stop borrowing, you go into recession. Rough, very, very rough rule. So, thinking is inflation is coming down through no effort of the government, may I add. It's just happening naturally. So, inflation is coming down. We're in recession. Surely the Bank of England should be reducing interest rates. Now, that will then obviously reduce things like credit card interest, tracker mortgages, that kind of thing, and people might start spending again, and the recession might come out. So I don't see that happening. I'm 52 and earn 45k. I've got a deposit of 50k. Can I get a mortgage of no? No, you can't get a mortgage of 400k. The most you're looking at, assuming no sort of huge committed expenditure, etc., 202, and then add your deposit on top of that. General rule is you multiply your salary by 4.5, and that's what you can feasibly borrow. East End boys, no, not after you've given me a load of crap. A property I like is going for 335k. What's the lowest offer I can put in for it? Exteriors. There's no rules. There's no rules as to the minimum offer. You put in what you want to put in. Remember, the worst that can happen is they say no. You can still make another offer. So there's no rules when it comes to making offers on property. You offer what you want to pay. Essentially, you offer what you think you can get that property at, or what you think it's worth. There's no set rules as to how much you can offer. What's the lowest you think fixed rates will hit this time next year? Who knows? I think it'll still be starting with a 4. We've got a combined yearly income of 62k. Mortgage and principal is only giving us 250. Is that okay? You might have some committed expenditure. You might be using the wrong lender. You might not be meeting their criteria. Go through a mortgage advisor and they will accurately assess your affordability properly. How much roughly will lender reduce the amount they lend if you have one child? It varies from lender to lender. It depends on the age. There's no set rule. All you need to do is speak to a mortgage advisor and get it assessed for the affordability correctly, and then you'll know. Almost annual. Almost annual. I'm doing a bit of a test at the moment. I'm on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. How very exciting. Can brokers be flexible with affordability and push to get you more with enough evidence? Well, a mortgage advisor will always get you the best solution. So they will always find a home or the best affordability for your circumstances. And that will, they'll tell you what you need as evidence to maximize that. There's no bending of rules, it's just matching you up and getting you the best solution. Speak with a mortgage advisor, this, that. What is mortgage comes out first of the month? Can I change that 16th as effect? Yeah, you should be able to. Ah, Zimzam, you really don't understand, do you? Yeah, so if you want to change your payment date, just give your lender a call and they will be able to do that. They'll discuss that with you. Self-employed, low previous years due to COVID, childcare, etc. 1 year, 23 to. Yeah, so there are lenders that will take your latest year's accounts into consideration. If that is, that's obviously the best year. Limited choice. But there is there are lenders that generally take an average over 3 years. That's what they generally do. But yeah, there are a handful of lenders that will take the last year. Zimzam, you need to understand that mortgage advisors are regulated by the FCA, and there are things you cannot say on TikTok without knowing the client's full circumstances. So that's where you say they should speak to a mortgage advisor. Other than that, general advice can be given, generally opinions or questions or debates. But that's what you got to understand. Have you many mortgage advisors in Northern Ireland that you deal with? Yeah, got a handful. Yeah, Lindsay, I'm afraid we aren't taking on new clients just now. We've had to move stuff out to April. Um, Also, I think you're the one looking at March 25 for a remortgage. Far too early to discuss that anyway. It's really yeah. It's in truth in that case. There's nothing I can tell you now that would be of any help because the situation will change before you come to a time to look at your remortgage options. So I'm afraid, yeah, you're quite early for that one. I live in a small council block with the right to buy. Would it be difficult to get mortgages? I don't see why not. Um, Obviously, need to understand a bit more about the circumstances, what causes you to think it might be difficult. But no, I'm receiving inheritance in 4 months. I'm looking to buy a house outright. Okay. Then another with a mortgage, but an IVA. Right. If you're in an IVA, it will cause issues. Buying the house outright won't. It's just if you need to apply for a mortgage, then getting with an IVA will be a struggle. Now in recession, when will the interest rates go down? Well, we expect the hopefully you'll remove the stick out your ass. I don't understand what that means. You fave 1990. Nice to have you along. Um, Now, so yeah, we were expecting Bank of England base rate decreases this year anyway. Fingers crossed, it happens sooner rather than later. Technically, the IVA company will want so much of that inheritance, I believe. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have heard of April mortgages. I do like the idea of what they're offering. How far back to finance check look? So they'll look at your credit file, and that's generally 6 years of what's on your credit file. Yeah, unfortunately, IVAs aren't great things. I think they're greatly missold. Um, and of course, you might enter into one and not think too far ahead in the future. So yeah, but time is a healer when it comes to that kind of thing. Should I buy my right to buy property? Right to buy rental property? Should I buy my right to buy rental property? So you subletting a council? Yeah, CR, but these things we learn from, don't we? And time, it's not forever. Time will heal that. Don't worry. Time will be all right. So don't worry too much. Don't regret it. Just look forward. Don't regret it. It's done now, isn't it? So no point dwelling on it. You just you you'll be all right. Time is a healer. It will sit on the credit file for 6 years, and then it's off, and then no one will see it. So, how long after lender asking for extra docs would you receive mortgage offer? Oh, really depends on the lender and their workload. I mean, I've got one very similar case. Within a week, I'd hope. Depends if they're then going to ask for more stuff, but generally, I'd go for a week or so. Just watch yourself. And you say TSB reduced mortgage rates for new customers. Is this old or new? TSB, I think that was a couple of weeks ago. Should I buy out the IVA? Would it still affect the mortgage? So if well, yes, because the IVA is still going to show on the credit file for 6 years. So yeah, but yeah, the sooner you're out of it, the sooner that 6 years starts, isn't it? So the sooner you clear it off. Do. Yeah, yeah, I'll still be here. Don't worry. Well, I hope I'll still be here. Yeah, still get in touch then. You are welcome. I'm just here to help. How do we get in touch with you looking for after self-employed end of tax year, submit in April? So look again in April time. We're not taking on new clients just now, I'm afraid. So look again sort of April time, April, May time. The diary should be back open by then, I think. What percentage of your clients get a mortgage? Well, 100% generally, because um, that's one of the advantages of using a mortgage advisor. Once you've to get to the point of getting a mortgage in principle, a lot of work has gone into assessing you and your circumstances, and then matching it with a relevant client, and checking out the affordability and stuff. So I'd expect pretty much all mortgage in principles that go through me to go through to a full offer. I'm 52 with a mortgage length. I'm 52. What mortgage length will I be able to get? So there are some lenders that will lend up to the age of 75, still based on in-work income. So, I mean, assuming you've got a quiet job, desk-based, maybe desk-based kind of job, you could be looking like a 20, 23-year term. Or other lenders will just go up to retirement. So that'll be a 16-year. Just depends on which lender you go with. But feasibly, you could be looking at a 20-year term. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Does that look bad? Does what look bad? I don't know. Good morning. Right. Okay. So this really was just a test. So we're probably going to wrap it up now. Coffee is finished. It seems to have worked a bit. So it's gone on YouTube as well as on here. Do they look into current account balances? I have 50, 60 quid this month. Um, they they will look at they'll look at your bank statements to see how you run your accounts. Do you have big committed expenditure in there that you've not disclosed? Are you going into your overdraft? Are you at your overdraft limit? Are there any bounce direct debits? But if it's not too in depth, I mean, it should be fine. Again, that's all stuff that mortgage advisor will assess and look at with you and talk through with you. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about that, especially if you put 1,700 quid into a savings account, then that can be explained. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Boom, that's a nice coffee. So right, this is just a test to see, make sure things work. So I'm going to wrap up now, I think. Um, like I say, I'm afraid we're not taking on new clients just at the moment because we've got some changes going on behind the scenes, and we're just seeing through the work that we've got on the desk right now. Um, so we are not taking on any new clients, I'm afraid. So yeah, once, I mean, it should be sort of April time, and we should be. I cancel appointments with rude clients. That's what I do. So yeah, the test is complete. Take care, everybody, and I will speak to you soon.